Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Masyara Aisyah binti Abdullah. My metric number is 23-S23F2042. We will begin with slide 1, which is present the background of our selected company, -S Supply Chain. -S Supply Chain is a leading contract logistic provider in Malaysia. The company specializes in warehousing, inventory management and distribution service, with major operations located in Shah Alam, Nilai and Penang. In line with Industry 4.0, -L is currently undergoing a digital transformation by introducing autonomous mobile robot, or AMR, in warehouse operation, as well as implementing an AI-based demand forecasting system. This change is necessary because the logistics industry today is highly competitive, especially with the rapid growth of e-commerce in Southeast Asia. Companies are required to operate faster, more accurately, and more efficiently. Traditional manual processes are no longer sufficient as they are prone to human error and can slow down the operation. Therefore, this transformation aims to improve inventory accuracy, reduce operational costs, and position -L as highly efficient technology-driven leader in Malaysia. Next, let's move on to slide 2, which is analyze the stakeholder, power, and political dynamic involved in this transformation. First, the key of stakeholders include top management, represented by the CEO, senior manager, and also operational employees who are directly affected by this change. In this situation, three types of power can be identified. Firstly, legitimate power is exercised by the CEO. The CEO uses formal authority to enforce the digital transformation. This helps to push the change forward and ensure that all departments align with the organization's strategic direction. Secondly, expert power is held by the IT department and AI specialists. They possess the technical knowledge required to implement the new system. As a result, the organization becomes highly dependent on their expertise, giving them strong influence in decision making. Thirdly, coercive power is demonstrated by some senior managers who resist the change. They may delay implementation or create obstacles because they fear of losing authorities, influence and job security. This negatively affects the transformation by slowing down the progress. In terms of the political dynamic, several behaviors can be observed. For example, alliance building occurs when the senior manager from informal group to resist the change. In addition, information control may happen, where important data is held to make the new system appear ineffectively. Overall, this political behavior creates tension within the organization and can significantly impact the success of the transformation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nur Elisha Erika binti Muhammad Subaidi and my number metric is 23DLS23F2064. For this part, we will discuss practical strategies to manage culture change in DHL. First, to respect traditional values such as hierarchy and stability, DHL should involve senior manager in decision making. This is important because some senior managers may feel they are losing authority. By including them, they will feel respect and more willing to support the change. Next, DHL should implement change gradually. For example, instead of applying automation and AI systems all at once. Okay, the company can start with pilot projects. This helps reduce resistance and allows employees to adapt slowly. In addition, DHL can maintain its hierarchy structure by introducing more flexibility. For example, creating cross-functional teams can help improve cooperation without completely changing the existing structure. Now, to encourage innovation and collaboration, DHL should create cross-department teams. This allows employees from different departments such as IT and operation to work together and reduce conflict. Besides that, training and upskilling programs are very important. Employees need to learn new skills to use AI systems, which can reduce fear of job loss. Finally, DHL should promote open communication. For example, through meeting or feedback platform, employees can share their ideas and concerns. Next, for this section, we will apply change management practice using this model by John Potter. The first practice is creating a sense of urgency. DHL must clearly explain why change is necessary, such as increasing competition and the need for digital transformation. When the employees understand the reason, they are more likely to accept the change. The second practice is building a guiding coalition. DHL should form a strong team that includes top management, middle manager, and younger employees. This helps improve teamwork, reduce conflict, and minimize office politics. In conclusion, effective change management practices are important to reduce resistance and ensure a smooth digital transformation in DHL.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Alama Sarah binti Isham. My matric number 23DLS23F2078. Next, leadership, social skill and ethical responsibility. First, ethical decision making. At DHL, leaders are expected to make ethical decisions by considering fairness, compliance and employee welfare, not just profit or speed. Second, transparency. Transparency at DHL is shown through open communication such as town hall, survey and reporting channel, so employees understand the change taking place. Third, accountability. Accountability means DHL leaders are not only giving instruction, but they are also monitor, evaluate and held responsible for their decision. And lastly, inclusiveness. Inclusiveness at DHL means giving all employees fair opportunity in training, development and career growth without discrimination. Next, part B, social skill required. First, communication. At DHL, communication is shown through town hall, employee survey, smart connect and internal platform. This allows leaders to share updates and receive feedback from employees. Second, empathy. Empathy at DHL is shown when leaders support employees during challenge and change, while also caring about their health, well-being and adjustment to transformation. Third, conflict management. Conflict management at DHL is shown through clear reporting channel, such as manager, work council and trade union. Next, part C, leader responsibility. First, protect employees' welfare. At DHL, leader must protect employee welfare by ensuring a safe, healthy and supportive work environment, especially during transformation. Second, ensure fair opportunity. Leader must also ensure fair opportunity by giving all employees equal access to training, development and career growth. Third, maintain organizational integrity. Another responsibility is to maintain organizational integrity by acting ethically, following the code of conduct and setting a good example for employees. And lastly, balance profit and people. Finally, DHL leader must balance profit and people by achieving business goals without ignoring employee well-being and fairness. Next, I will explain the impact of politics on organizational change at DHL, focusing on how politics can influence the company's ability to implement change and the strategies DHL can use to manage it effectively. First, how politics may slow down change. Politics can delay change when there are conflicting interests among key stakeholders. For example, DHL digital transformation requires approval from different regions and departments. To overcome this, DHL can use digital meeting platform to align decisions across stakeholders and speed up the process. Second is how politics may create conflict. Politics can create conflict between management and employees, especially when decisions are made without involving everyone. For example, if a decision is made at the executive level without consulting local teams, it can lead to resistance. To reduce this, DHL should implement open communication and create platforms for negotiation, ensuring that everyone's voice is heard. Third, how politics may influence decision-making. External factors like government policy or international trade regulation can influence decision-making. For instance, change in trade law may delay DHL expansion plan. To mitigate this, DHL can establish a strategic planning team focused on politic risk analysis to ensure decisions are based on accurate, up-to-date data. Next, Can politics ever be positive? First, building coalition. Politics can be beneficial when it helps build coalition between departments. For instance, cross-departmental collaboration between operation and IT teams can accelerate the implementation of new logistics system. DHL should leverage this coalition to enhance cooperation and speed up decision making. Second is strategic negotiation. Strategic negotiation with external parties such as government bodies or suppliers can lead to agreement that benefit both sides. For example, negotiating better shipping terms with suppliers could help reduce costs. DHL should focus on strengthening its negotiation skill with key external stakeholders to secure decisions that align with business goals. For recommended leadership action. First, fair decision making. Leaders need to make fair decisions by involving all relevant parties to avoid dissatisfaction. For example, when rolling out a company-wide initiative, DHL can create a decision-making team with representatives from each department to ensure that the changes are inclusive. Second, transparent communication.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fazlin Airin binti Muhammad Rufazila and my matrix number is 23DLS23F2036. Now, I will explain the organizational culture in DHL. DHL has a hierarchy and control-oriented culture where decisions are mostly made by top management and employees follow structured procedures. This is important in logistics to ensure efficiency and reliability. However, this culture is also risk-averse and stability-focused, meaning employees and managers prefer to maintain existing process rather than adopt new change quickly. During digital transformation, several cultural challenges arise. First, there is a fear of uncertainty, especially among warehouse workers who worry that automation may replace their jobs. Second, there are generational differences where younger employees are more open to technology while senior managers are more resistant. This creates tension between departments and slow down implementation. The key issue here is the cultural gap. DHL's current culture is structured and control-based, but digital transformation requires a culture that is more flexible, innovative, and collaborative. So the bigger this gap, the more difficult it is for DHL to successfully transform.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Noah Shahida binti Rahman. My matrix number is 23DLS23F2030. Next, I will explain the industry application in the logistic context. First, digital transformation is very important in this industry. This is because there is a high demand for fast delivery, especially from e-commerce platforms like Shopee and Lazada. Customers today expect their parcel to arrive quickly with accurate tracking systems. In addition, there is strong global competition. Companies must improve their efficiency and performance to stay competitive in the market. However, if leadership fails to manage this transformation properly, several issues may arise. For example, delivery performance may become slower, employees may feel dissatisfied due to lack of training or fear of change, and the company may lose customers to competitors. To address this, companies like DHL can implement several important strategies to ensure a smooth and successful digital transformation. First, the company should provide comprehensive training programs to help employees clearly understand and effectively use new digital systems. This is important to reduce confusion and build confidence among workers when adapting to new technologies. Second, DHL should focus on reskilling and upskilling its workforce. Employees need to continuously develop new skills so that they can adapt to automation and AI technologies, especially in a fast-changing logistic environment. In addition, strong collaboration between departments is essential. For example, the IT department, warehouse staff, and management team must work closely together to ensure that the implementation process runs smoothly and efficiently. Furthermore, the company should promote clear and transparent communication to explain the purpose and benefit of the transformation. This helps to reduce resistance and gain support from employees. Lastly, continuous support and guidance should be provided throughout the transition process. When employees feel supported and involved, they are more likely to accept the change and contribute positively to the organization.
In conclusion, digital transformation in DHL is not only about technology, but also about people and organizational behavior. From a power and politics perspective, some managers resist change to protect their authority. From a cultural perspective, DHL's traditional structure creates challenges in adapting to innovation. Therefore, leadership plays a critical role in managing change and reducing resistance. As a final reflection, digital transformation will only succeed when leaders are responsible in guiding employees, building trust, and creating a culture that supports change. That's all. Thank you.